Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my Metal Gear Solid 5 S-Rank video walkthrough. This is episode 9, it is Back Up, Back Down. So this is one of the worst missions in the game for me personally, because I find it witheringly dull. That being said, you can make it as easy as you want to. To just pass this mission, which is what you're going to do at the beginning, all you have to do is take out one vehicle. Oh, by the way, I'm trying to get the horse not to canter and stop in the middle of the road, but I wasn't having a lot of success in doing that, if you're wondering why I was messing about then. So when you first get here, you probably won't have the technology to do much damage. I had 4 pieces of C4, and it took all of them to kill one vehicle, which meant I have to use a Fulton supply every single time I wanted to take out a vehicle. They were classed as lethal kills, they were classed as alarms when I did so at the end I ended up getting a B. And I took out the same amount of vehicles you're going to see me take out in this video. So what I did is I played onwards in the game, I continued doing my thing, and then I came back when I had the Fulton extraction. And that is literally what we're going to do here, folks. Hide, wait until the convoy comes, use your horse to stop them in the street, and then Fulton them. Once that's done, call your horse back, position it again, and get ready for the next one. And it's going to be a long mission because there's a lot of waiting, and there is a mechanic in this game that is known as the Phantom Cigarette, or the Phantom Cigar, sorry. And it speeds up time, and it's a really cool idea. However, there doesn't seem to be any precision in using it, and if there is, I haven't figured it out, and I really should, because it frustrates me to death. You have the ability to skip time, but you have no finesse over how precise you can be with it. So if you were to use the Phantom Cigar here, and you go too long, every single convoy will have passed you by and you failed, and you have to restart the mission. So as much as you might be tempted to skip the time, a lot of the times it's going to backfire. It's backfired on me so many times, and it makes me wish that there was a method to be more selective on what time it works like, and if there is, I need to find it. But I'm showing you some hiding spots here, I'm showing you the vehicles, and I'm transitioning to the moments where shit happens, because nobody wants to see me sat on my ass for 2 minutes for a vehicle to turn up. It's witheringly dull. But I didn't know if this was going to S-Rank it, so I was really concerned, because believe it or not, I'd S-Ranked up to mission 24 past this before I came back to do it, because the C4 at the time, I just didn't have enough to put a dent in anything, really. And the good news is, to do the mission, you only have to kill one vehicle. Kill one vehicle, use a Phantom Cigar, get out of there, and then you can continue on the main missions. You can even do some side missions, it's entirely up to you. But when it comes to the grounds for S-Ranking, it's a little trickier. That being said, the strategy that you're watching here is very, very simple. All I would recommend is trying not to get spotted, because if you do what I do in this video, then you're going to have no issue whatsoever getting the no trace bonus, and the no trace bonus is 90% of the S-Rank. It's an incredible amount of score for very little effort. Oh, another thing, guys, this particular video is a little bit out of sync. Because there's so many cuts in it, I'm not too bothered about it. It's also not the best video, but this is an example of the issue that I'm having with my Elgato. It'll be out of sync by about 0.51 to 0.46 frames that the audio is in front of the video, which I have no idea why the machine does it, and ironically I didn't have this issue until they released a patch that fixed this issue, and it indeed gave me this issue. So there you go. But because this is predominantly my voice, it's not really going to affect this too much. And as you can see, we're doing the exact same thing I showed you before. Putting the horse on the road, checking the map to see what direction the convoy is coming from, and then scooping them up with the Fulton. It is incredibly simple, guys. It's an 8-minute video that needn't be so, but here we are. So I'm going to use this as an opportunity to speak about a couple of things that I like and that I dislike about the systems in this game. So somebody asked me how I feel about where this is in the the pantheon of Metal Gears, and in my response I said personally I think it's the worst one. And when you say something like that, it sounds incredibly negative, doesn't it? And I don't want it to be construed that way. What I meant when I said that was, in the grand scheme of all the Metal Gear games that I count, and I do not count Peace Walker, I know it's a fine game to the people that like it, but it's not Metal Gear for me, so I don't count it, and it's not my game, that at all. And this game is so close to that, it's not even funny, so if you like that, you'll know exactly what I mean, you'll love this shit. But I think this game is amazing. I don't think it's a 10 out of 10, that's just me personal. I think it is a phenomenal game in so many ways, and the more I play it, the more I love it, and the more I appreciate it for what it is. The more it thaws my icy heart that was incredibly reticent against the design choices that it went in the direction it's come. And I also put in that comment, I prefer Metal Gears when they're goofy and when they're janky. And what I mean by this is, I like it when my gun doesn't have bullet drop, so that if I'm good enough at aiming, I can headshot a guy from any distance I want to with the pistol, because that's what I like doing in Metal Gear Solids. Like, I liked them when your footsteps didn't make a noise. I liked them when you had a Soliton radar. You know, I liked it when the guards had vision cones and generic pieces of dialogue, and you could pick them up and shake them, and they dropped things that fell out of them like Christmas boxes. Like, that's the Metal Gear I love, the super hammy, over-the-top indulgent dialogue that's philosophical and a lot of the times nonsensical, and then the over-the-top villains and the great boss fights. And I like the short sampled levels where you hit a loading screen, it tells you a title and you're in the next section, and I like knowing that when I go through that next zone, I don't have to worry about the one behind me. That's the kind of Metal Gear that I really love. But this is a completely new kind of Metal Gear, and that doesn't make it bad, it just makes it different. And I sometimes have issue with things that are different, and that's one of the things that makes me say that statement about this game. Although I don't want it to go against anything that, you know, would look like a negative towards Phantom Pain, because I fervently believe that this could be the best Metal Gear game ever made, gameplay wise, even though personally it's not the type of Metal Gear I prefer. If that makes any sense. I know it's probably quite, you know, like contradictory, but I just wanted to put that forward because I didn't want people to get the wrong idea. And I am going to talk about things I like about this game and things I don't like, and there's going to be more than this because unfortunately I've run out of time and I didn't even really get to touch on some of the mechanical stuff that I really enjoy, as opposed to certain things that I don't. But all you have to do now, folks, is drive towards the exfiltration, which we're going to be doing in the helicopter. And of course, if you're moving past any guard posts or any security zones, make sure that you use the horse stealth. That's exactly what it's for. I wish you could canter when you were in it to speed yourself up, but I appreciate that it's a balancing conceit. But I'm just curious as well, guys, how many people like the Afghan area, Kabul? I don't really like Afghanistan in this game. I think it's a bit samey and not as fun. I really, really like Africa. And that's the end, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully that helps. And as always, you take care now.